Check 1, 2.
She said,
Welcome to Everything is Everything Podcast. EIE Podcast 1.
what's that, the YouTube? EIE Podcast 1, what's that, the iTunes?
That's the Instagram, YouTube.
EIE Podcast 1, what's that, the Gmail?
Yeah. It's just about you on the nose today.
Yeah, I try. You on the nose today. I didn't have no cocaine today. I ain't even got nothing on my nose. I'm wiping my nose. Y'all can't see me, but I ain't had no cocaine, so I know I ain't. You know. We're going to get these sponsors out the way.
Let's get the sponsors out the way. Let's also get that disclaimer out the way.
Disclaimer. Listen, hands down, y'all heard this before. We not racist. We not sexist. We not. I don't give a fuck if you're gay, fat, ugly,
Short,
tall, broke,
rich.
poor. Don't make a difference. That's the disclaimer. We're going to talk about everybody. We're going to say everything. Don't take it personal. It's just a podcast.
That's it. Simple.
Sponsors.
Okay, we're sponsored by Jimmy's. That hangover brunch every Saturday. The brunch starts at 11 a.m. Ends at 5 p.m. The day party starts 5 p.m. Ends at 10 p.m.
Sounds like a good sponsor. We got some new sponsors.
Okay, introduce the new sponsors.
Well, first, we sponsored by Facts Over Opinions clothing line.
Yes.
Shout out to Marv. Facts Over Opinions clothing. I think it might be factsoveropinionsclothing.com. Support those that support you, though. We're also sponsored by El San Juan. What's that? Links and Drinks. It's an after work on Fridays in Harlem.
Yes.
Harlem, New York, 117th and 5th.
Yes.
And as well as a, what's that? Moguls and Mimosas brunch on Sunday.
Sundays.
Same place, El San Juan. The brunch, I believe, is from 12 to 6. And the day party might be from 6 to 12.
I think 6 to 11.
Something like that.
Yes.
Those are the new sponsors. El San Juan, same place. Links and Drinks on Fridays. Moguls and Mimosas on Sundays. If you're in NYC, enjoy your weekend.
We got a whole weekend for you.
Whole weekend. You ain't got to go nowhere. Well, you got to go somewhere, but you ain't got to make no other plans.
Mm-hmm.
See? Look at that. It's a podcast. We give you things to do on the weekend.
Yes.
We insult you. Insult? Insult? Is that the word? Insult?
Yeah, insult.
Insult.
Yeah.
Not insult, but insult.
Yeah. Yeah.
Insult. Insult. That's how you say insult? I missed
Tomato,
a lot.
tomato.
I missed a lot of the second grade. You know what I'm saying? So
About 130 days worth.
About 130 days second grade. You know? But times was a little different back then. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it definitely was.
I'm not condoning that. I don't want you to keep your kid out of school for 130 days. Think they're going to be as successful as me.
True.
But times was, you know, it's a little different back then. You know what I'm saying? Used to be able to give ass whoopings back then.
Oh, yes.
But, I mean, listen. My parents, they were good parents. They were a little preoccupied with some things going on in the 80s and the early 90s. It was the Reagan era. They were a little preoccupied. But, definitely took advantage of a couple of things. Listen, I used to have this lady, right? No bullshit. She used to live in the next building. This is when I lived in Brooklyn. She used to live in the building next to me. She was probably...
You said a lady. Okay.
Yeah, she wasn't a lady. Young girl. She was probably like 17, 18. Had her own apartment. Back then, like I said, you could play the system. She was, this nigga getting texts and phone calls during the podcast?
Just could have sworn I put the shit on mute.
Man, this nigga's unprofessional. She was probably like 17, 18. I think her name was Erica.
Erica.
Erica had like a 3 or 4 year old. I was probably 8 or 9, I guess. Second grade, like about 9.
I'm not too sure. 9, 10. I don't know.
I don't know.
37.
37. One of them shits.
He was grown.
Yeah. She used to leave me. I used to leave my house. Let me set this up. Let me set this whole thing up. This is like 88, 89.
Oh.
See, I'm old. She used to leave me in her apartment. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I was setting it up. So I would wake up in the morning. My mom would wake me up. Time to go to school.
Yeah.
I get up, I get dressed, throw my corduroys on, my Carcana shirt, cross colors or some shit like that. There wasn't facts over opinions back then.
True.
I would walk out the door. I would walk to the corner. Now, she lived in the building next to me. I would walk to the corner. I would look down the block. I would look at the store, and then I would look down the block. Then I look at the store again. Then I look down the block. And I used to be like, man, fuck that school.
I said, they don't want me there anyway.
They don't want that school. Miss Cooper ain't like me anyway. Fuck that bitch. I walk my ass right back down the block on the opposite side of the street. So my mother wouldn't see me in the hopes that she wouldn't see me. I hide behind a car if she came outside, or my father. I crossed the street in front of Erica building. Mm-hmm. She lived on like the 3rd floor or some shit like that. I go in her apartment, sit down and chill. She was 17, 18. She didn't know no fucking better.
She was condoning that shit.
She used to leave me in the apartment, my nigga. With her daughter. I was the babysitter, bro. I was 8. I was a baby myself.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay? They gonna lock this bitch up right about now. Nowadays, this bitch could be doing 7 to 10 in San Quentin, nigga. Fuck Rikers, okay?
Oh,
they don't fool her to San Quentin, nigga.
But in the fucking system, both babies would have been in the system.
Oh my God. Yo, I used to cross the street. I would go in her apartment. I would sit, chill. She would make cereal. Nothing crazy. She was 17, 18. She didn't have shit. Yeah. That's not true. She was getting food stamps back then. I go in her apartment. I chill. She would leave me. When I say she would leave me, she would go visits to Rikers to see her baby father.
Damn.
Rikers, or that's just when they had all the borough jails, Brooklyn shit, all that. So I don't know where the nigga was. But she would go to jail visits and leave me and the little girl in the house. She would like make some food and shit. So I ain't had to use nothing. No stove, no microwave, no nothing.
Yeah.
And she would make easy shit. Tuna fish. Eggs. Something that you could just eat. Don't make a difference if it's cold. Fuck it. Yeah. Sandwiches. Peanut. I don't eat peanut butter. So jelly sandwiches. Shit like that. Yo. I was in the 2nd grade, bro. Now, excuse me. Before you start thinking anything crazy, I was in an advanced class in the 2nd grade. Okay? I wasn't a
Okay.
dumb little nigga.
All right.
I just didn't want to go to school. I did kindergarten. I did first grade. When I got to second grade, to put me in the advanced class. I hated those kids, bro. Them niggas wasn't like me. Their parents wasn't caught up in the Reagan era.
Yeah, right?
You know what I'm saying? I sat next to fucking Jason and Camille. You know what I'm saying? They had working parents to send them to school with lunch boxes, and my moms used to give me the $10 yellow $10 food stamp and be like, go to the store, get yourself something, bring back my change. I only had $1.
Yeah.
She would purposely give me the $10 food stamp and be like, spend $1
Give me back my
and bring me back
motherfucking
my change. Now, granted, back then, what you was getting for $1? 3 bags of chips and a juice, a cake, 2 bags of chips
Wild
and a juice,
candy. He was
wild
kinda-
candy,
I mean, you could have got a $1 sandwich back then.
$1
instead of them
sandwich.
$1 sandwiches.
butter roll.
Yeah. He could have came up with $1.
Came up. I was coming up. I get my shit from the store. I bring back her change. On those days, I go right next to the building next to me. We lived in the back apartment.
Yeah.
She couldn't see what was going on in the front.
Yeah, yeah. I wonder how that little girl turned out.
I don't know how she turned out. After I missed all those days of school, we moved to Queens next year.
Nigga said BCW was looking for us the whole Brooklyn.
Yo,
That was an ass whipping, boy.
that's what it was, BCW too, my nigga.
Yeah.
BCW used to come to my crib, bro. No bullshit. The lady upstairs, Dolores. Dolores lived on the 4th floor. 3rd floor, 4th floor. Oh, bitch. 3rd floor. She used to call BCW.
Did you just say old
bitch?
Damn.
Bitch used to call BCW like once a month, man.
Damn.
Yo, BCW, first of all, let's just take the system back then. BCW used to contact you, tell you they was coming to your house. We'll be there Tuesday at 3 o'clock to see you and the kids. My mom's used to have the whole house clean.
Of course.
Use all the food stamps on actual food.
Yeah.
We used to go to War Bombs. That's when War Bombs was open. We used to go to War Bombs. She used to use all the food stamps. We would fill up all the cabinets and all that. We would, she'd be like, BCW coming at 2 o'clock. We had to be showered, dressed, with books in front of us like we was reading the encyclopedia, my nigga. BCW used to come in, they knock on the door, they come in, they look, house is clean. Okay. They look in your cabinets or your fridge, they ask you. My moms can't cook for shit. She used to always have something on the stove. My moms can't cook. She know to this day she can only cook chicken. She used to have something on the stove though all the time. My pops used to make spaghetti on Sundays. That shit last till Wednesday.
Of course.
We ain't had no microwave back then. He used to have this big ass green pot. He used to cook spaghetti on Sunday. It would last till Wednesday, and he'd reheat that shit every night on the stove. Okay, and it wasn't the spaghetti in one pan and the sauces in another pan. Everything was in that green pot. Okay. When BCW come, that green pot be sitting on the stove. Spaghetti nice and looking nice in it. Excuse me. And they come, they look around. Now, like I said, that's why we say a disclaimer. And I tell you, I've been fat my whole life. I was fat back then. My brothers was fat back then. My little brother was probably a baby sometimes probably wasn't even born yet when they was coming. So, I never forget this shit. The BCW lady came in one night. This must have been like the 4th time she came there. It was the same brown skin lady, glasses, that little fucked up curl. She looked like she put curlers on her hair every night. One day she came in and she was just like, "How you guys doing?" "Fine." She looked around. The house is clean. We got food in the cabinets. Everything's good. Yeah. She looked at me. She was like, "Oh, you eating?" I said, "Absolutely." She looked at my pops and said, "Well, somebody need to call BCW on you, on the kids."
I said, you don't look like you eat.
You don't look like you eating.
It was offended.
Yo, that was like the last time I seen that lady. I don't know if my mom's called or my pops gave that bitch the look of death. But that was like the last time they came to my crib. I'll never forget that shit. She said, "The next time I get a call for here, I'm going to say, who we going to check out, the parents? Because the father looked like he need to eat." Yo. But I would leave. I go next door. Erica always opened the door. I would go in, chill. I was sitting around. She had TV. I watched TV. I watched cartoons. I was 8, 9. The little girl was like 4. Mm-hmm. We watching the same cartoons, bro.
Exactly.
All day. The little girl would always go to sleep. I watched the A-Team. Watch some reruns of the A-Team. I love it when the plan come together.
Back then, they wasn't reruns.
Nope.
Nigga.
Right. I watched the A-Team. I would watch like whatever other cartoons was on. Remember like G.I. Joe's. Remember the Cops cartoon where they were like robots or some shit like that? They had the black lieutenant. He was like half a robot.
Yeah, I remember.
They had the bad dude was like a fat nigga in a white suit.
Yeah.
I used to watch that shit. And I chill. 3 o'clock come. Hey, let me start getting myself together. 3:15. I was walking back in the house.
Terrible.
I probably did that shit 3 days a week. Every week.
Terrible. That shit add up to 180
That shit added up to about 130
days.
days, bro. It's only 180 days in the school year.
Mm-hmm.
I missed like 100. I went to school like 80 days. Shit was crazy. If you did that shit nowadays, they'd come lock everybody up.
7 days, nigga.
They'd lock up me, Erica. Her daughter would have been in the system, like you said. I'd have been in the system. My parents would have probably been locked up.
Yeah.
They'd have been on the cover of the Daily News.
Exactly.
On everybody, Instagram, everything.
Huh.
But back then, wasn't the same. And I know when I'm older now and I look back and I think about it, she had to be like just killing the system, bro. Because she wasn't working. She was 17, 18. She had her own apartment. Mm-hmm. Shit wasn't crazy. It was like a 1-bedroom. It wasn't a masterpiece. But she had a TV. She had a couch. She had like a little table. She had a whole bedroom set shit.
Man.
And on top of that, it wasn't even like it was no funny shit. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like she was into kids or some stupid shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
maybe she like little fat boys.
she just didn't know no better, bro. She was fat herself. So I always knew was gonna be food there.
Maybe she wanted a boy.
Maybe. She just didn't know no better. And she probably looked like, oh man, this little nigga, his parents is caught up in the Reagan era.
Yeah.
So let me help him out. She probably thought she was helping me and I was helping her at the same time. I ain't got to pay for no babies.
Right.
And then sometimes she would go see the nigga or go to her welfare appointments with her daughter. Just be in the crib, just chilling. Like this my crib, just walking around. Tighty whities, nigga. Just,
oh, shit.
Just scratching my ass, just walking around. Just.
Oh, man.
That shit was crazy. I was in the 2nd grade, my nigga. Her name was Erica. I'll never forget that shit. Word. She lived next door. Needless to say, I got left back. We moved.
Yeah. After that ass whooping, they had to pick a whole new
ass
borough.
Let me tell you something. That's what I'm talking about. You can't even beat your kids nowadays.
Yeah.
Your kid go to school talking about, oh, yeah, I'm sorry, Miss Cooper. I apologize. I know you called my house. My father whipped my ass last night. I ain't going to do it again. She calling BCW on you, ACS, whatever they call that shit. Back then, teacher used to be on the phone. You need to whip his ass. That's what you need to do.
Shit, the teacher used to allow you to come to
Right.
school to whip ass.
Exactly.
Ain't nobody want to see their parents in school. You already know how that's going to end.
Oh, my God. You get your ass whipped right in the classroom. Mom
Front of
be
the
sitting
teacher,
right
yeah.
behind you for the rest of the day.
Yeah, too.
And you be in there.
God.
She slap you again. Shut the fuck up. What you crying for? Because you just hit me. Nigga. That's why I'm crying. Fuck you mean?
Yo, my nigga, my moms used to do PTA in the school. My moms used to work, and my step-pops used to work in the school, my
Oh, it's
nigga.
quiet for you. Quiet.
Not even work. I ain't even going to say it was work. They used to just come to the school and do the help out.
Because PTA didn't even get paid.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It used to be my moms, my step-pops, rest in peace, Solomon moms, and Snacks moms.
That's crazy. Not even getting paid.
Yeah.
Just there to be there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what's crazy? When I moved to Queens, I was in the second grade. I had to redo the second grade. I left back in the second grade. My cousin moms used to do the front desk. I lived on 106th. They lived on 105th. I never missed no school then. Mm-hmm. It's like she looked for me every day. Bridget, she looked for me every day. Oh, okay. She used to work the front desk. She's like, motherfucker. Why she'll never call in sick or nothing? God damn.
Rest in peace, Miss Susie. That was Snacks' mom's. My man Snacks, his mother. His mother actually, they hired her. And rest in peace, Solomon moms. She passed away too.
His mom's getting a check.
Yeah.
Nah.
They hired her.
My mom didn't do no PTA. But when I got to Queens, I got an ass whooping.
Oh, yeah.
Before school started. Like, how you whipping my ass? And I ain't even do it again yet.
Just in case. Just in case.
Just in case.
Yeah.
I got an ass whooping. I got a conversation. We ain't doing the same thing we just did in Brooklyn.
Yeah, right?
You going to school.
Mm-hmm.
I went to school when I was in second grade. When I got to Queens, I went to school every day. Miss Wheeler. I don't know how the fuck I remember these teachers' names. But I had Miss Wheeler in the second grade.
I got left
White
back in
lady.
the second grade too. It's behavior. That summer, boy. That's the first time I ever got whipped with a extension cord, my nigga. The first time. Not the last time.
The first time.
The first time I ever got whipped with a extension cord.
Them ass whoopings were serious.
That summer, my nigga, I didn't see nothing but that room the entire summer. I don't even know what the TV looked like. Yeah, boy.
Nigga said you couldn't even change the channel? You couldn't even pass it a remote?
Shit, I used to have to ask to go to the bathroom, my nigga. The entire summer.
Oh, shit. Nigga said, can I pee? Can I use the bathroom?
Oh.
That's crazy.
I could tell back then. I could tell anybody I got whipped with a extension cord. Nobody would give a fuck.
Nobody.
Damn. Yeah.
Word.
Yeah.
Me too.
Damn, boy.
Niggas ain't care. That's what I'm talking about. Even being in the house the whole summer, somebody would call. They holding these kids hostage in the house. Nigga, what?
Oh shit.
Niggas ain't give a fuck. You understand? I remember I got an ass whooping one time. I must have thought I was grown. I hate peas, green peas.
Mm-hmm.
To this day, I still don't. I especially hate them now.
Sweet peas, small.
Yeah, I hate them shits. Them shits is nasty to me. I hate it. I've always
you ain't gonna
hated
eat them peas, boy.
Right. I told you my moms can't cook. So it's not like she was doing something extra to them shits.
Oh shit!
She wasn't doing nothing extra to them shits to make them better. You know what I'm saying? She was taking them out the can in the pot, boiling them. They warm. Eat these motherfuckers.
She wasn't mixing them with the carrots.
Yeah, fuck out of
I
here.
hate that shit.
Yeah. Wasn't getting nothing. So you was getting peas and instant mashed potatoes from my mom's, nigga. Fried chicken. So she made peas, mashed potatoes, and fried chicken. We used to have this dog, first dog I ever had, named Killer. Little sand colored pit. I love that dog. She made me a plate, had the peas on it. I didn't want them shits. I wasn't eating them. I'm sitting at the table. She walked by like 4 times. You ain't getting up till they finish them peas. All right, no problem. She walked out one room. She went to the bathroom. I gave the dog all the peas.
Man, boy.
My nigga, I ain't know no better. You know I missed the 2nd grade. I didn't know no better. The dog shitted all over the place. The peas was like a laxative, man. He instantly shitted, bro. Like, he got the peas. They just shitted instantly. She said, "You gonna clean that up?" I looked at that dog shit. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. I was like, I'm not cleaning up nothing.
Oh shit!
My mom looked at me. She said, "Oh, you not?" I like stepped back a little bit. I was like,
Oh shit!
"I'm not cleaning that up." She said, "Oh, okay." I said, in my mind, I said, "Okay." Well, fuck it. Yeah, okay. I look back at her like, okay then. In my mind, I must have been like, I'm glad we on the same page, motherfucker. Like 3 minutes later,
Oh shit!
the dumbest shit. I should have knew something was wrong. She went in the cabinets. And she cleaned the shit up. And I said, "Oh shit! I could have did this all this time." Wait till she tell me to take the garbage out. I'm like, I ain't taking it out. You take it out. She just gonna say, "Okay, I'm good." I'm in the bathroom talking to myself like, "Yeah, nigga. Who the man, nigga? I'm the man." Let me go get some Kool-Aid. Yo, I walked out the bathroom. My mom's is still cleaning the shit up. She looked at me and said, "I'm cleaning this up, but I'm a little tired. So I'm going to tell your father when he get home." Now, I had just hyped myself up in the bathroom. You know I walked out the motherfucker like Dolomite.
You the man, nigga.
Yeah. I'm in the kitchen. I'm in the fridge getting my Kool-Aid, too. Pouring the Kool-Aid like it's Taylor Port, nigga. Okay? Like I'm grown, nigga. Like, so? I suck my teeth even though so tell him.
Oh, you was asking for it.
I walked out the kitchen. I walked in the living room. Drank my Kool-Aid, put my Kool-Aid down. Cup down. I'm sitting in the living room. And I'm thinking to myself, if I go to sleep, by the morning, he probably just going to yell at me. He ain't going, I'll go to sleep. I'll wake up. I'll go to school faster than a motherfucker. I'll be good. I'm good. By the time I come home from school tomorrow, he ain't even going to probably be here or he ain't going to be thinking about it and I'm going to be good. I go to sleep. He come in the house. excuse me. All I hear is that motherfucker said what? I get up out my sleep. I said,
Oh shit.
oh, she told on me. Now you know, as a kid, I'm in the room thinking, why she told on me? Oh, I hate her. I ain't even do nothing.
Exactly, nigga.
Yo, she said. Then I heard her say, "And he sucked his teeth." Oh, he did, huh? That's all I heard them say. Oh, he did, huh? I'm in the room like, oh shit. I'm about to get an ass whooping. Fake sleep, fake sleep, fake sleep. I lay myself down. I put the cover all the way to my neck. Nigga, you understand? I'm like this in the bed. I'm shaking like a stripper in the bed. You understand? This nigga come in the room. I hear him like fucking around with some stuff. I'm not moving. I don't move. I'm playing dead. Fuck sleep dead, nigga. All I heard is the nigga say, "Get up, motherfucker. I know you're awake." I still don't move. That nigga said, "If you don't get up, I'm going to come over there and wake you up. So you better get up, motherfucker." Something was like, "Just get up a little bit." I said, "Huh? What happened?" I tried to do the rub the eyes shit. "Huh? What you talking about? What happened, Dad? You okay? You ain't cleaning nothing up, huh? Oh, you grown." I said, "What you talking about?" He like, "And you ain't here sucking your teeth. So you must pay the bills in this motherfucker." I got all the way up out the bed. I'm like, "Dad, no, Dad." Yo, he had the fucking, not the tennis racket. Remember, what's the other shit? Backhammon? The shit with the paws, the ball with the little like leafy thing on the back of it. The thing can't never hit the ground, but you use like a tennis racket for it.
I don't know what the fuck you talking.
That shit might be backhammon or some shit like that. Either way, it's a little stronger than a tennis racket. And it's a little thinner. Yo, bro. He beat me with that tennis racket, backhammon racket, whatever the fuck you want to call it, till it broke.
Damn,
Understand?
nigga.
Till it broke. That shit, the last hit, I heard it snap. He went back up, and the shit flew off. He hit all air that last hit. No, that made him even madder.
Oh,
I'm sitting there, I'm crying. Shut the fuck up. You a man, right? Yeah, what you crying for? Little motherfucker, what you crying for? Yo, I'm in the corner, look like in a fetal position, getting my ass whooped. Yo, bro, I tell you, I'll never forget. So I got up, right? I walk in the bathroom, right? This nigga talk about, after you get ass whooped, go clean your face. I go in the bathroom. I caught a double ass whooping that day. Let me tell you how. I go in the bathroom, bro. Now, this nigga done hit my back, my arms, my ass, my legs, right? The light bulb in the bathroom was out. We was poor, nigga. Mm-hmm. Instead of just getting a new light bulb, my mom's put the lamp in the bathroom.
Yeah, that's poor, nigga.
Yo, bro, I wanted to check the scars, right? Pause. I pulls my pants down and shit. I'm looking. I got whelps and tennis rackets all over me. Got the little squares all on me. I turn around and burns myself with the lamp on my ass. I runs out the bathroom.
Oh shit.
I'm like, oh, I get cursed. I'm like, like I get out the bathroom. He like, what happened? I said, I burnt myself on the lamp. I said, God don't like ugly. I said, oh, this nigga here. And take your little burnt, shitty ass to bed. And you're going to school tomorrow. Yo, that might have been one of the worst ass whippings I ever got. And I know my neighbors heard me screaming. Nigga. I damn near screamed out their name, nigga. I damn near was down there talking about Dolores, call BCW. Help me. Oh, shit. Nowadays, somebody called the police. Police would have came. Everybody would have got locked up.
Everybody getting locked up.
Man, listen. Them niggas ain't give no two fucks. Walked out of there the next day. I knew the lady in the front. Her name was Sandra. She used to bake cakes. Knew she heard me because I walked out. She ain't speaking a lot of English. Mm-hmm. I'm walking out in the morning. She's like, "You okay?" Felt like saying, "Bitch, you ain't helped me. Where was you when the fat bitch jumped on me?"
Oh shit.
Shit, man, listen, teachers, nobody cared like that back then. And we just in a like a softer society. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just is what it is, bro. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. We in a softer society. Even movies that used to come out.
Yeah.
Them shits ain't the same. You can't come out with that style of movie in these day and age. Eddie Murphy Raw could not come out right now. He couldn't have been talking about it was a faggot on the roof talking about woo, 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 pull over. They go crazy, bro. They would go crazy. Remember that niggas? What is this? What is this? Yo, bro, they would go. They would boycott that shit, bro.
Yeah.
And that was one of the funniest stand-ups ever.
Definitely.
But you couldn't do that shit, man. But it was just a different time. When we moved to Queens, it was different too. It was different. My moms and pops wasn't going for nothing when we moved to Queens. Word. I remember my little brother got an ass whooping. My grandmother whipped his ass one day.
That's the OG ass whooping.
Yo, bro. We moved with my grandmother like a couple years after we moved to Queens for a little small stint of time. So I was already living there. Then he came. So I kind of already knew the rules with my grandmother. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I was trying to put him on a little bit, like, yo, bro, you can't do that. And he was younger than me. I'm like, yo, you can't do that. I guess he used to always take it like I was just picking on him and shit. So I was just like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and let you do what you want to do.
Yeah.
Yo, bro. One day, my little brother, before he moved with my grandmother, a couple months before, he had an asthma attack, a real bad asthma attack. And he ended up in the hospital for like 2 days or some shit like that. It was crazy. So he moved with my grandmother. He did something one day. And my grandmother used to have, still to this day, in her basement, it's these windy steps, right? So he used to sleep downstairs, so she told him, go to your room. So he went downstairs, and he was like huffing and puffing and complaining and shit a little bit. So she came downstairs, and she said, if you don't shut up, I'm going to whip your ass. I'm at the top of the steps, bro. I'm listening to everything. And I'm old school with me. I ain't standing at the top of the steps, nigga. I done laid down on the ground so I could see and hear. Excuse me. This little nigga, bro, looked at my grandmother, didn't miss a beat. That nigga said, if you hit me, I'm going to have an asthma attack. And then I'm going to be in the hospital. And you're going to be crying because I'm in the hospital. My grandmother beat the shit out of that nigga, bro. And before she beat the nigga, she said, no, After she beat the nigga, she said, and if you have an asthma attack, I'ma beat you till the ambulance come. I'ma beat you in the ambulance, and I'ma beat you in the hospital. And I'ma beat you in the car on the way back home 2-3 days later. And then she continued to whip his ass a little more. And when she was finished, the nigga said, she said, oh, you have an asthma attack? That nigga said, yo, bro, that nigga ain't never had an asthma attack since. She beat the asthma out that nigga, bro. Yo, that nigga went on to play football. He played sports, everything, bro. She beat the asthma out that nigga, bro. You understand?
I guess that's how you beat asthma.
That nigga never had another asthma attack again, my nigga. She beat the asthma out that nigga, bro. Yo, I was crying. I'm on the top of the steps. She said that shit. I said, oh, shit. Soon as she hit the nigga, it looked like she was about to turn. Nigga, I jumped up, hauled ass to the living room, nigga, and put a show on She Watch.
Nigga put on Knots Landing.
Yeah. I was Young and the Restless on or some shit, bro. Oh, shit. Yo, she beat the asthma out that nigga, bro. He never had another asthma attack.
That's crazy.
Ever, bro. When I say ever, he never even used an inhaler again, my nigga. Nothing. He don't even have asthma no more, bro. She beat the asthma out this nigga.
Oh, shit.
Oh, shit. That nigga said, if you beat me, I'm going to have an asthma attack. And then I'm going to go to the hospital. And you're going to be crying.
Oh, really?
Oh, shit. She beat that nigga so bad. He ain't have asthma no more, bro. Fuck all the doctors.
Yeah.
We need grandmothers.
Yeah.
That's what we need, nigga.
For real.
Old school grandmothers, nigga.
Facts.
Yo, bro, I can remember all the ass whoopings I used to get, bro. My aunt Glenda didn't used to whip you with a belt.
Like I said, with a belt.
She used to make you stick your hands out, bro. And she would beat you with a wooden spoon.
Ooh. Fuck.
Shit. Remember them wooden spoons, bro?
Yeah, used to hang up on the wall. They used to have the set, hang up on the wall.
Yo, bro, she used to beat you with a wooden, and if you moved your hands, it was over, my nigga. She probably slapped the shit out of you in your face and then tell you, put your hands back.
Yeah.
And you used to have to stand there. I know y'all listening to this and you can't, but you got to imagine standing there. You wasn't sitting down. She was sitting down. You would stand there in front of her with your hands out like you was playing that slap game when you put your hands on top of somebody's hands.
Yeah.
My nigga. So your first reaction
is to move.
Is to move. You got about one time to move. She hit you with that. If you move again, I'm going to slap the shit out of you. You put your hands back, shivering. Now, anybody know me? Know my hands shake already.
It's not me.
Yeah. So, yeah, I would have my hands there, bro. Oh, man, my nigga. She used to, bro. Word to mother, bro. She used to hit you with this wooden spoon, my nigga. That shit used to be crazy. That shit, oh, man. Word. Then she take the spoon, wash it off, and make soup.
Courtesy
like,
of your knuckles,
it's like
nigga.
a double ass soup because you used to have to eat the soup too for dinner.
How the fuck you make soup for dinner?
Yo, bro, she used to call that shit everything soup.
Cause she'll pay any
She
and everything not to eat that motherfucker.
Everything in that shit, bro. She used to go in the kitchen And my aunt was from Bermuda, so she would come up here like 2 months at a time, 3 months at a time, stay with my grandmother. She used to go in the kitchen, she'd go in the fridge, and she would get all the leftovers, bro.
Oh my God.
And she would put them in a pot and make this everything soup, bro. Yo, bro, it used to be corn, rice, peas, chicken, the bone. She would put the whole, like if my grandpops used to kind of, on Sundays, he used to always make like a baked chicken. Because that'd be like Sunday and Monday. She would take Tuesday, Wednesday, she would take the whole chicken, bro. Bone, everything.
What ain't you ain't eat? It was in that soup.
It was in the soup, bro.
Jesus.
You might see fucking pasta in the soup, nigga. She used to call that shit everything soup.
Jeez.
Everything was in that motherfucker. And now you sitting there thinking to yourself, how is this dinner?
Yeah.
Somebody call BCW.
Please.
What you having dinner last night?
Please.
Soup.
Yeah.
Soup? You sick?
Hell yeah. That's the first thing you think about when you think about soup. You nigga, you sick?
Then my grandmother, bro.
And soup don't do nothing for you.
My aunt used to make the soup, right? My grandmother would make some buttered crackers. She ain't making them. She just put butter on
the
crackers.
It's a delicate job.
Yo, bro. Now, mind you, these two niggas could cook. If my mom's was making the soup, I'd be like, well, this bitch can't do nothing else. She ain't got no other ideas. Yeah. These two motherfuckers could cook.
Yeah.
Everything soup, bro. Yo, I used to be dying in that shit.
Shit sound terrible. Nigga.
It took one time, bro. The first time she made that shit, I was like, oh, I don't like this. She said, so? I said, I don't want it. Can I have something else? No. I was just like, well, I won't eat. She said, oh, you won't?
All right, nigga.
It's the first time she went and got that spoon. My brother had already had the spoon a couple times.
Yeah.
He done got his hands fucked all up. He looking at me like,
stupid motherfucker.
yo. I walked in there. She said, put your hands out. I said, oh, shit. She's dead serious. She beat me with them spoons. With that wooden spoon, bro, I don't think I moved my hands for 2 days, nigga. Except to get the spoon and eat the soup.
Yeah.
My grandmother talking about, use the crackers. It tastes better.
That's what she know. The shit wasn't shit.
What, butter?
Yeah.
You want me to put butter in this soup too? The fuck out of here. But can't do that shit nowadays. These niggas be going crazy. This shit just different.
Yeah, definitely different.
Shit just ain't the same, bro. I'm telling you.
Huh?
Ass whoopings. People used to come and tell your parents shit just so you would get an ass whooping.
Yeah.
And look at your parents like, you ain't gonna whip his ass.
Yeah.
Hey. Me and my cousin was in a again, shit ain't the same, right? Cause it's all over the news. You can't leave your dog in the car. Oh my God.
Yeah, that's a crime now.
Get the fuck out of here. My grandmother used to leave us in the car with the window cracked, no air conditioning, 98 degrees outside, my nigga.
Yeah, I was watching the car.
Get out the car if you want to. Fuck you get out the car for? It's hot. Well, die, little nigga, but don't get out the car. Fuck out of here, bro.
Oh,
We be in there sweating. She had plastic on the seats.
Oh man.
Not in the car.
She ain't want to put the club. She ain't want to put the club on the wheel.
Yeah, she had the club and shit. Oh shit! She had the alarm that didn't unlock the doors. What the fuck? It's just an alarm. That's it. You still got to put the key in the door to turn the lock. We got an ass whooping one time though. Me and my cousin, My grandfather went in the store. And he told us, like, yo, you can get out the car if you want. So we get out the car, and we in Pennsylvania. I don't know why. We throwing rocks.
Rocks.
We're throwing rocks at like the train yard, right? Nobody over there. Abandoned, fucked up train. We throwing rocks. So the guy walked by. He was like, "Oh, y'all should stop throwing rocks." White guy. So, niggas is like, "Yeah, all right, whatever."
Mm-hmm.
We throwing rocks and shit. So I'm going to tell your father or your parents. You don't even know my parents.
Yeah. Jackass. Get out of here.
But again, we in Pennsylvania. The Poconos. Back when there was no black people in the Poconos. This nigga must have went in the store, found the one white person in the store. I mean, black person in the store.
Mm-hmm.
And he must have just knew. Are those boys yours? Yeah. Oh, they threw a rock at my car.
Oh. There go the Sprite remix.
Yo, bro, my grandfather comes outside. He didn't even finish. Come inside. We come inside. You threw a rock at her? My cousin's like, no, I didn't. We did not. We was throwing rocks at the train yard. You was rude to him when he said something? No, we wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you was. The guy's like, yeah, it was very disrespectful.
Oh, man.
Oh, shit. So now I'm like, sir, we never even said nothing to you. So you standing here lying.
Mm-hmm.
My grandfather looked at me like, the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
My cousin like, you are. Like, we never hit you with a rock. We never do nothing. Grandfather said, let's go. So, you have a nice day, sir. Sorry about that. Boom. We get to the house. We get out the car. This nigga's like, go in the house.
Mm-hmm.
Heavy-handed than the motherfucker. This nigga slaps the shit out of the back of my cousin's head. Pause. I'm thinking, let me go ahead and let him go in first. And nigga walked in the house. I walked in. Nigga was standing behind the door. Slapped the shit out of me. I said, oh, shit. Just got hit for doing nothing.
Taking the white man word. You gonna take the white man word over ours?
Man. I said, this is different. So that nigga went inside to get niggas to get an ass whooping.
Yeah.
But don't make a difference. We was getting an ass whooping anyway. We should have just sat ourselves in a hot ass car.
Yep, and died.
And
See?
died. Nowadays, his dog is in the car. Oh my God, this is a crime.
Yeah.
My nigga, please. My grandmother used to leave us in the car with the window cracked. 100 degrees outside.
Imagine in the car.
She go in the mall, nigga. Fuck the grocery store.
Niggas at the mall.
She would go to
The mall is at least 35, 45 minutes.
Talking about I just need to return one thing. Come back out 2 hours later.
With 3 bags.
Niggas is sweating like slaves, nigga. And you couldn't open the door. Couldn't do nothing. And you couldn't go inside and get her. And God, it wasn't no cell phone, so you couldn't call her, no shit like that. Man, please. Niggas ain't give a fuck.
Those was the days.
Exactly.
I wouldn't trade them days for nothing.
Nothing. Them ass whoopings make me who I am today. A parent giving out ass whoopings.
I wish you would tell somebody I whip your motherfucking ass.
When ACS come to the door, they could just be coming for a visit. Your bag's going to be packed.
Yeah. Take the motherfucker with you. Yeah.
Take him with you and see if you don't whip his ass.
See if you'll be calling me.
Right. Fuck out of here. Shit ain't the same, nigga.
Yeah.
They're giving out ass whoopings. Hit a kid, yell at the kid wrong. Oh my God, he's a bad parent. Cursed at his child. And fuck these little motherfuckers. Man. Get the fuck out of here. I'm cursing, I'm beating. I believe What's that shit? Spare the rod, spoil the child.
I don't even know what the fuck that was, bro.
Spare the rod, spoil the child. Meaning if you don't whip their ass, you're going to fuck them up for life.
Spare Gerard.
Spare the rod.
What Gerard do, Bobby? You got to spare Gerard.
I left back second grade, too. That's what it is. That's what it is.
I never
That's
heard of
what
that
it
one.
is.
Never heard of that one, brother.
Spare the rod, spoil the child. Some shit like that. Something like that. Go something like that. That'd be the issue, nigga. Hands down.
Yeah.
I don't know. But listen. Moral of this podcast. Just beat your kids, man.
Whip they motherfucking ass.
Whip their ass.
Whip ass.
And if you ain't go to school in second grade too, leave a comment. I don't think you missed 180.
If you ever know what happened to Keisha's child. Erica.
If you know what happened to Erica Child, I think her name was Erica. It was either Erica or Jessica. She was Spanish. And that's wild racist that I said it was either Erica or Jessica and she was Spanish. But
Yeah.
it was one of them. It was either Erica or Jessica. One or the other. But if you know what happened to her child, if her child somewhere right now letting some kids stay in her crib and watch her kid, you know what? You know why, nigga. The apple don't fall far from the tree. That's what it is, man. Listen, beat these kids, man. These punishments don't work. Timeout don't work. Fuck out of here.
Mm-hmm.
Put a kid on timeout. You're in timeout. You'll stand in the corner. If they was doing timeout when I was a kid, my moms would put me on timeout for 3 weeks, nigga. I'd have had to stand in the corner for 3 weeks, nigga. No water, no food, no nothing. And I better not pee on her floor. The fuck out of here, timeout. That shit is quiet. You understand. Beat these kids. If you got a good ass whooping story, leave it in the comments. EIE Podcast 1 YouTube. Listen, we are on iTunes now. Support those that support you. I'm going to keep it funky. And this is how I'm going to end this podcast. Random. Separate from what we spoke about. If you fuck with me, if you fuck with Cuzzo, you should be listening to this podcast. If I ask you a question about my podcast and you can't answer it, then you really don't fuck with me. I don't give a fuck what we do. And that goes for everybody I know. Understand, this is the lane that I'm choosing to go in. So support those that support you. I support niggas in every single thing that they do. If you can't support me in this, well then don't fuck with me. If you don't support me in this, you don't listen, you don't take the time out to listen to the podcast, what's it, an hour a day?
Yeah.
I ain't fucking with you. And I mean that. And I'm going to post that too. On all pages. You don't listen to this podcast, you ain't listening to this podcast, you're not doing all that, you don't fuck with us. All that, yo, you my brother, this is my brother, it's my man. I ain't trying to hear all that shit. Hands down, I'm not trying to hear all that shit.
Word,
Cuzzo?
son. Word.
Easy.
Thank you for coming out, listening. God bless. Get home safe. Nobody told you they love you today. I love you. We love you. Trey?
Don't throw the brick and hide your hand.
Motherfuckers.
Motherfucker.